All right, so welcome back to the show where we find out how I swam today because there's no touch pads and I just time myself using a camera. Now with less hair. So I finally cut my hair. Let's see if that made a difference. I have one more trick up my sleeve. I wear a size 30 Speedo. I have a new size 28 Speedo because I noticed that I used to wear 32s, I think. I think so. In fact, you know what? Let me check. Let me check real quick. You're not seeing this. You're not seeing my Amazon history, perverts. You're not spying on that, but I'm looking at it right now. Let me type in Speedo. What did I buy? 30, 30, 30. Have I never bought a 32? The point is, I bought, so in 2017, I was a fat pig apparently, and I was still buying a 32. 2017, 32. 32 blue, 32 red, 32, 32. I've been, so yes, 2010, I bought a 32. So I've been getting nice and lean. I started getting lean. Now, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Maybe next time. In 2017 May is when I bought my first 30. And directly from Speedo.com, I bought a 28 because even the 30, the first time I put it on, it was like, this is a bit loose. But I still have a 30 on. And then, of course, it just gets looser as it, the chlorine and everything and the water degrades it. But we'll see what the 28 does. I remember back in the old days, all the it was guys who were a year older than us. So when we were freshmen, they were sophomores, and they'd always like show up to these meets in these super tight suits, like 24s or something. It was just like, we can see your butt crack. This is outrageous. But the 28s are actually child sizes, by the way. They are not adult sizes. So I had to, and I bought them for like $11 or something. They were like end of season sale or something. But anyways, it's available. And so I used to wear 32s. I've been losing weight. So what's my point? Let's see here. Right, so we have to do this thing. We still actually have to do this and not just reminisce about butt cracks and Speedos in high school. Anyway, so we write the number down. All right, let's see here. Where do I jump in the pool? Okay, let's see here. Because I'm no longer trying to... Okay, so we're going to say 28... 053 is when we dove in. Okay. And then, let's see here, a 20. So a 23 would be a 331, 51. 51, 053 would be an unadjusted 23. Let's see how close we got to that. Because it'd be nice to make some improvements here, and see, right? Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. No, almost. That is so close. Look at my bald head. You can see it right here. Right here. Look at that head. Okay. Oh my goodness. That would have been a 23 like that. Man, that tight Speedo. We got to put that tight Speedo on. Now, this was the cooler outdoor pool, and that helps. Or something. But, I had dinner right before, and I don't know. I also wasn't, it'd be nice to race against people, but I don't know. I mean, it could be worse. This is okay. Because looking back, we sort of hit a 23.0 before. I think we had a 22.9 maybe with paddles. Now, that doesn't have a dive and blah, blah, blah. But the point is, 23.01, that's probably our record here. Okay. Look at the woman over here. She's like, oh, I can't believe this. No, she's not even paying attention. She knows not what is happening. But the other thing is, notice also that, I didn't want to glide in because it was just right between where you got to take another stroke, but then that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, that sucks. All right, that's not touching, but that is 2, 3. Well, we're going to count this as less 20, 51, 2, 3, 5. That's a 23.2, but like less than that, right before a 23.2. if we're just counting from right. Okay, I mean, that's fine, right? That's okay. 23.2, less than that. You know, just right before that. Yeah, I'm going to take that. You know, I'm going to take that. I think the camera also gets some water on it. Let's see if that happens. Ah, there we go. Isn't that cool? Right here. Let's go 2/10 of speed here. It's waterproof, so that's good. So that's pretty okay. 23.2, and again, that finish sucked because again, I had to take like an arm and make sure it goes down like this instead of gliding, and so whatever. Yeah, that's fine. This was an okay swim. I'm gonna say this was an okay swim, especially since I wasn't feeling it that much. Again, I think the hair, maybe that helps. Next time we do a fast one, I'll put on my new tight Speedo just for this. Also, the sauna reopened after a fire. You know, they were renovating the place after the fire. And, you know, so that was, but it's nice. It's nice. The lighting is a lot better in the sauna now. They kind of figured out that it's too bright, so they kind of sprayed, I think they sprayed the lights with something to make it less obnoxious, but I still wore my my night vision glasses or whatever they are. But anyway, so that was fun. So that's number one. So less than 23.2, and that finish, again, that finish was awful. That fit. Notice how I could probably reach and hit that. That I should have just glided in. I should have glided in. This was stupid. You know, that really... You can see how slow it is because it's like I'm purposefully like trying to go. That's so sloppy and shit. That's so bad. But I'm far enough away to where it's like, are we really gonna do? I should have glided in. Oh well. Oh well. That's still pretty good. 23.2 is pretty good. I'll take that. All right, let's see here. And again, a lot of people wear like a good suit. You have those good suits that hug your legs and stuff. This is just a loose Speedo that apparently is 2 sizes too big anyways now. So we'll figure it out. Right, let's see how loose the Speedo really is. See, look at how loose that is. It's not too bad. Let's see here. So let's do number 2 here. Right. Look at that. I didn't even, okay, look at how I get out of the water. I don't even have to touch. Okay, I didn't do double feet on this one. Never mind. Sometimes I can get out of the water with 2 feet. All right, so I think we can see. Am I pounding my chest here? Let's listen. I think that was me pounding my chest. So let's see here. Okay, so this is the last. All right, this is 33,621. If we add 23 to it, just to see where we would need to hit that, that would be 63. So 103,621 is the magic number. 103. All right. What now? Oh, 23. I added 33. I'm retarded. Sorry, everybody. It's 53. I'm sorry. I'm carrying the one that I don't need to. Okay. Oopsies. 53,621. Okay. I mean, I'm kind of far away. Yeah, that's ugly. What? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm mentally incapacitated. The sauna. I'm getting fumes from the new wood in the sauna. It's 56,621. Okay, so third math. Okay. This is adding 2 numbers together, not even carrying the 1, not adding correct. Wow, that's something else. Anyways, so it should be a 56,622. All right, 56,621. Let's see how close we get to that. Okay. All right, so this would be 23, or not. Okay, we see me coming in. That's good. Okay. Okay, it's not too... Okay, I'm gliding. Okay. Okay, that's not touching, I don't think. You know, so that maybe, who knows? It's closer to touching than not, but let's just count it as that. So 4, 2, 1. Yeah, then that's going to be a 23-8. Basically, exactly a 23-8. Maybe less because, again, my hands is really... That's a 23-8, maybe a little bit less than that, but we'll count that as 23-8. Whatever. That's doable. All right, the last one, you know, I felt really tired on the last one, so I don't know if I probably did better on the last one than I would have if I had the same effort as on the first two, but it was the third one, so we'll see. All right, once again, I'm out of the pool. Those other people left on the edge lane here, and this is where we're going to dive in. Great. Okay, so 36,862. Now, we're adding 23 to this, so that is going to be a 9. 59,862 is the 23, so let's scroll to that, although we can kind of see on the sound where it's going to be. 59,862 is when we said? All right, so this is where 23 would be, somewhere around here. Okay, we see me splashing in. Oh boy, that's not good. Ooh, that's ugly. That's going to be a 24 something. Oh boy. Okay, so that's a 4-3. That's a 24-2, actually. We're going to call that a 24-2. That's ugly, but yeah, that's about a 24-2. I felt a bit faster on that, but I did as much as I could, so whatever. I don't know. And again, it's 5 minutes in between about. Probably we can tell here. This is a 23. This is an 18. And this is a 13. Although the second number there is not is a bit more faded. I don't know what happened with that, but you can see the numbers are all more faded on that. So that was fun. 23-2. Again, with a better finish. You know what? Let's waste some more time on this. This was a good finish, right? You can notice how I don't take an extra stroke here. It's a nice long finish, right? And you can see the speed of that is pretty continuous. Although even here, my hand is trying to go up a little bit because there's no touchpad to slam into, you know, so whatever. Whatever. So let's see on the first one. That was an ugly finish. Such an ugly finish. I mean, I'm basically like 6 inches from the wall. I have to put my hand down and go in the water. Oh my God, that's so ugly. You know what? Let me do it the other way. Let me count. So we're about, my hand is right, basically my hand over, so let's look at it this way. Okay, so my hand right as it's kind of before the clock, okay? It's a 5-0. Let's do that. Let me write that down. 5. Well, we don't have to write that down. Let's just go to the other one. Where is my hand right here? When it's, okay. Okay, so right here is basically if you draw a line, it's right before it. So let's count. We have to write this down. 57,113. So let's say how many tenths of a second does it take? So beep, beep. That's 2 frames, 3 frames, 4, 5, 8. All right, and that's definitely that's closer to hitting than not. By the way, once again, this is a 60 frames per second, but it'd be nice to have 100 frames per second because that's what it is in reality. If we're doing by hundredths of a second, right? It doesn't quite do it, but that's fine. We'll count. Let's say, yeah. You know what? Let me do calculator here because this is easy. 410 minus 113. That's 0.3 of a second. Probably a little bit. 2.297. Probably less than that because of the and blah blah blah. It's about 0.3 of a second. Less than that. 297. Now let's count it from here. Is this slower? Okay. If it's not, then, you know, like, who cares? I just want to see. So 5944, let's see what that is. Now, if we do, let's do 944 plus 297. So that should be 241, 51, 241. Okay. Maybe it doesn't make a big deal. It doesn't make a difference. Probably, I don't know. Probably doesn't make a difference. I don't know. Probably doesn't make a difference. Who knows? But this, plus you're kind of breaking yourself with your face out of the water, you know? Because again, I'm going too fast. Yeah, I don't know. It seems sloppy, so. And I think you can see my hand right here where I'm taking a stroke where I should have just glided in with my right hand. Oh, well. That's fine. Yeah, look at me breaking myself, but who knows? Yeah, that's ugly. That is just so ugly. What an ugly finish. But that was the first one, 23-2. Maybe it could have been a little faster. I don't know. Again, I think the hair helped cutting it, but whatever. So, again, I'm going to have to try with going down a little earlier. Maybe the next time we'll do a freestyle sprint, it'll be a Monday, depending on the weather. Maybe I'll go a little earlier. I don't know. Who knows? And we'll figure it out. But that was pretty good. It's pretty good. So that's it for now. And yeah, we're done.